Timmy Smith, the call, Timmy Manor and Brett Noddy Kamali as the Panthers 26 defeat the Sharkies 6. They're in another grand final, Brian, which you go back to 1967 through to 1971. The South Sydney side, captained by 71 by Johnny Sattler, coached by Churchill, Ronnie Coote, the 14th immortal. He's in the team. And we've not seen a side ever since then been 5 straight grand finals, and this is in a salary cap era.
Astonishing. Remarkable. All the superlatives you can throw in. They are just, this is the 5th grand final. I just shake my head. I know that, I mean, remember when the Chooks went back to back, everyone said, this will never be done again.
Yeah.
So
I didn't think it could happen in the salary cap era.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. So it is. It's a credit to all the coaching staff and all the players that just buy in on what, I mean, they've got the world's best player.
Yep.
We understand that. But everyone at that team just does their job. And it's the grand final. This will be, I've got a feeling this could just be one of the all-time grand finals.
Well, it needs to be.
Don't you just feel it's just going to be a beauty?
It has to be. Like, it just has to be. It is set up. When was the last time you reckon you have seen so these two teams in any given era, this is Winx meeting Usain Bolt. They both deserve to be premiers. Do you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. I do. The way they've been a clear cut. I'd like to see Winx versus Usain Bolt.
With a handicap, of course.
Would be right.
As soon as I said it, I thought, here come the text. I'll back Winx, they'd be saying.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yes. So I just got a feeling it's just going to be an absolute bell ringer.
I pray for Graham and his team that they don't play a part.
No, I don't think they will. They're both going to. These both teams defend very similarly in the sense that they tend to slow the ruck down.
It's a 16-12 job. What's your gut feel on the scoreline?
Well, the last time they played was 18-16, wasn't it? Over at Penrith Park.
No, it was 24-22.
Oh, sorry, 2 points. Okay, I think it's going to be similar. Really? I think it's going to be a 2018 or
That many tries.
Yep.
I don't reckon.
Well, it's a defensive team. Both, I mean, they're all very, very. Both teams are very defence orientated. But I think at the moment that Melbourne Storm have got more tricks in their bag. They've got more tricks in their bag in the sense that they've got players who sort of. I mean, everything comes off Cleary.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff's coming off Cleary, and to a lesser extent, Jerome Luai.
Is his shoulder?
Well, it looked a bit bodgy.
Yeah. What do you reckon it is, truly?
I don't think
it's... Is it a problem on grand final day?
No, I think he'll play, but see how hard it's strapped?
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll play, but it can't be 100%.
Unbelievable.
Can't be 100%.
It is just crazy. Let's hear from himself, Nathan Cleary, about his shoulder.
How's your shoulder going?
Yeah, it's all good. Just a little knock at the end, but ended up playing out the next 2 sets and felt fine, so all sweet.
Any problems lifting? Any?
No, all good.
You know what? He's different to some of our greatest players. He's not Andrew Johns. He's not Darren Lockyer. He's not that crafty, super speedy player. He's Tom Brady. He's Tom Brady in the mind, where the world slows down.
I hope Mary Fowler's not listening to this. You know how that ended.
Oh, Giselle, hello to you.
But I know what you're saying. He hasn't got the speed of Lockie or the stepping nous of Joey.
He doesn't have the speed, he's got the mind to slow the speed of the rest of the people down, doesn't he?
No, and Andrew Johns was the best halfback I've ever seen play.
Yep.
Now, obviously, there's been some crackers before us. I think he was better than Alf. But this kid here, if Nathan Cleary's 27-28, if he wins 4 in a row.
And maybe a third Clive.
Does he get fast-tracked as an immortal?
Oh, well, he has to be. Seriously.
But no one's done it. But they're going to wait, obviously.
You don't have to fast-track him, but he has to be that. He's... Okay, if he comes out and gets the Clive,
yep,
and they win another premiership,
4,
yeah, 4,
and
he picks up a third Clive,
I'm giving it to him.
Is he the best player that you've ever seen?
Oh, gosh. Well, statistically, he'd have to be. He has to be.
He has to be. But if you look about if you go back to when he started his career, he hasn't been flown in with superstars around him. All these people that you see around him were either reserve graders or you didn't know him. And Craig Bellamy can tell the same story. Ivan's into his 6th grand final. Craig's into his 10th grand
Yeah.
final. It is ridiculous.
So there you go. It's got to be coaching.
It is coaching. The environment is everything. Absolutely everything.
So you've got Melbourne have gone. Just going back to Melbourne now. So you've gone through the Cooper Cronk, Cameron Smith, Billy Slater phase, Greg Inglis to an extent.
Richard Swain.
No, but what I'm saying is that you had three of the best players, and as a forward, I'm just putting my forwards hat on here. You'd be going, this is just unbelievable. I'm just going to sit out here and watch them all do it. Now they've got, arguably, they're nearly as good as the Jerome Hughes, Munster.
Yep.
Pappenhauser, Harry Grant.
Yeah, but this is where, but even go before that. So, Richard Swain, Brett Camorley, Robbie Ross, and then you move on to that generation you spoke about, Billy Slater, Cameron Smith, Cooper Cronk. Now you move on to Munster, Hughes, Pappenhausen.
But how do they get so many good ones at the same time?
But they weren't wholesale names elsewhere.
No. So my point.
It's the coaching.
Yeah.
Has to be.
It's the culture when you get there.
Yeah.
You go bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn these players into the same sort of game plan. Do you think they've had the same game plan since 2002?
I don't know the game plan, but it's the same standards.
Mm.
And Penrith have had the best juniors for a million years.
Yeah.
A long time. But for some reason, when Ivan gets his paws on them, well, they just win. It's just
early doors. I know who are you liking?
Penrith.
Penrith, okay.
Yeah, Penrith.
Okay.
I go back to that game in round 24. Melbourne won the game.
No
But
Cleary.
if you go through the metrics,
I don't do this because you did the metrics this week against the Roosters.
but that happens. That happens.
And I followed you
No,
in.
I said it was a flip of the coin, right?
No, you were very right.
Dane Laurie let a try in. Sonny Luke let a try in. There was 2 kick tries. I reckon. I hate to say it. They might be bloody Frank Worrells. They could
Who?
be Penrith.
Side bet?
Yep.
Speaking of bets, tourists, you see the top temperature last week? 13.5. Are you going to admit it? You're wrong? You're just a backpacker from Scotland.
Fletch, I admit
Looking
I was
for
wrong,
love.
and I will give you a far whenever you would like your far.
But you got to buy it for everyone. Even
Oh,
Brasco.
is that what we
Dom.
said? No, Dom's not getting one.
Dom's getting one.
I'll give you 4, but Dom's not getting a far.
Dom's
Hey,
getting
just on the Roosters winning the back-to-back, and we thought it could never happen in the salary cap era. I think back to Roger Bannister. You know, no one could make the 4-minute mile. Roger broke it. I think there was like 50 people within 12 months who broke it as well.
Joey Chestnut. No one could eat 70 hot dogs.
Correct.
No one could get a hot dog, a Frankfurt,
Yep.
a wiener, and just it'd go down his throat without even chewing.
And then enter James Webb, who finds a way to do the same thing.
Yeah, but he couldn't do that.
But he could still. All ships rise with the tide, Brian.
Yeah, well, there you go. Where's ship rises?
Where's
I wonder if Jet will be better than Nathan.
Will Jet be the New South Wales coach next year? We'll just take a Cleary. 1300 01 1170. It's the run home with Joel and Fletch. Home with Joel and Fletch. Lots of texts coming through. This one from MG in Brisbane. He said, Joel, crap stat. There won't be a 5-year-old next year who has not seen a Penrith team in the grand final. That's pretty cool. That is very, very cool. Which reminds me, before we go on to the game of the Storm and the Roosters, we didn't get to this part. Have a listen to this.
The only time they scored, like we should have scored in 2 sets before that, it was an obstruction try, which was a terrible decision. And that gives me a lot of anxiety around next week if that bunker official, I think it was Chris Barr. I shouldn't say that, but that was wrong. And it's been happening all year.
Okay. Can I share my conspiracy theory here, Brian?
Yes, please.
It is my opinion that the place to attack the Melbourne Storm is on the right.
Correct.
And they had great fun on the left, Penrith, their left,
Yes.
against the right-hand side of Cronulla,
Yep.
including Alamotti scoring 2,
Yep.
Sunya Taruva with denied try. I reckon that he just about knows he can get them in the grand final on that side with that play, and he wants to know when
Yep.
that happens, it needs to be cleared.
Yep, I agree. Because you know what's going to happen? They did it against the Roosters.
Yep.
It's exactly the same play.
Exactly.
They put a grubber through, Garner scored.
Correct.
They did the same setup.
Yep.
They hit Alamotti.
Yep.
Mark my words, they'll be out the back to Luai.
Correct.
Luai, that's on the left-hand side. Yeah, Cromie.
Crow him.
Cromie.
Crow us. Crow us.
It'll be, I bet you any money, they'll have the same formation. They've done the kick.
Yep.
They've done the short or the long ball,
Yep.
cut out pass.
Condition them. Yep.
And it'll guarantee it. And you have a look on when they score the try, Luai
Yep.
and To'o.
Yep. Taruva's on that
Taruva,
side. Yep.
Taruva, untouched.
Yep.
untouched. I
Yeah.
bet you they throw it out the back.
That's that, and I reckon he's spoken to the powers that be at Penrith and said,
Yeah, he said.
"We're going after this next week. Are you happy to pay 20 grand?
Yeah.
Yes, we're happy to pay 20 grand to win another grand final. Okay, Ivan, say what you need to say. They want to attack that side.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. Good stuff.
All right.
It is a good little play. Have you seen Cleary as he drops him under and then he bolts
Yeah,
just
Usain.
to fool them? That's
Oh,
great.
mate.
Winx versus Usain Bolt. I haven't stopped thinking
Yeah,
about that.
it's a handicap race. Vossi and Brandy will be joined by Panthers forward Liam Martin at 8 a.m. tomorrow, so don't forget that. Okay, this game here, wow. And I gave the Roosters a big shot here, and people have been very quick to remind me that I was wrong. We do get it wrong sometimes.
Praise and
folks.
blame.
It's all the same. Storm 48
Yeah.
defeat the Roosters 18, Brian. The Storm book their 11th grand final in 26 seasons, but it's Bellamy's 10th.
Unbelievable. We're just talking about the success of Penrith. This side here, they were too fresh for them. They did exactly what we thought. The Roosters couldn't get out of their own half. Their kicking game, it wasn't great all year, and the extra pressure from Harry Grant. I tell you who I thought was really good. I thought McDonald came off
He's been good all
came
year.
off the bench and just punched too many holes through him.
Yeah.
They were going. The Roosters were trying to hold on and try and go with them, but the class of Pappenhausen and Jerome Hughes again. So it'll be a very, very different task this weekend. They've cruised into this semi-final. Is that going to be an issue with them? Like they give it to the Sharks,
No,
they gave it to the Chooks.
You could argue they've cruised too. No, it's
Yeah.
we're just seeing. Like I actually don't remember. I don't recall. And please tell me when I'm. Have we ever seen two teams
So dominant.
at the absolute flight of their game meet each other? Have we? I know Storm played Roosters and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they were pretty. They were above. They were above the rest of them.
But like this too.
I think they were.
Oh,
I think the
maybe
Melbourne
so.
and the Roosters 17, 18. I reckon they were
Yeah, maybe.
far
Maybe
and
so.
above. The one we wanted to see, and we've been saying
Oh,
it.
93, 94.
Yeah. Bronx and Raiders. You would have liked to see that.
Jerome Hughes a hat trick.
Phenomenal. I can't keep doing these long words.
So
Give me another word for him. Astonishing.
oh, you know what?
You're a
right?
wordsmith.
No, honestly, if Jerome Hughes does not win, so this is the thing, right? So we have these 3-2-1 systems, and James Tedesco won it with us. Jerome Hughes won it with 2G. James Tedesco won it with 2GB. But the best player of the year has been Jerome Hughes. If he doesn't win the Dalian Player of the Year, we just have it all. We've all got it wrong. Do you agree with that?
He wins. Are you allowed to gamble on the Dalians?
Well, I don't know. Well, maybe the coach of the year only, I think, these days, Brian.
Is
Just
that all you can do?
Bellamy's a chance.
Yeah, what's going to cost you? Oh, speaking of gambling,
Yeah.
speaking of gambling,
Only if he wears a Beetlejuice suit.
speaking of punting,
Mm.
I haven't told you that the last race in Tamworth, guess who's back?
No. Not,
SD.
not the Largo of the Sacred.
Sacred Delago.
Are we on air?
We're on air. It's a
Oh.
520.
No.
It's an owner's tip, but just look at his fourth up record.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying,
Here we go.
if you
Look,
don't like money,
I've never heard anyone in the history of the game say, look at his fourth up record, which he might have done once before in his life.
I'm clutching. But come on, get around, give him strength.
Yeah, I'm giving him
Safety in
strength.
numbers. Come on, punters.
Come on, punt. Let's get around him.
Get behind Sacred
Let's
Delago.
get around him. Harry Grant, he's been enormous. 4 try assists in the finals, most by hooker in an NRL finals match. He scored a hat-trick against the Sharks. Doubles to Pappenhausen and Munster, hat-trick to Hughes. This is a beauty.
It's going to be
The Storm spine this season, so with their full spine, 10-1 and 22 with Jerome Hughes starting at halfback. This is going to be an absolute... Nelson Asofa Solomona. Did I speak about this earlier, Brian, about the jockeys?
No,
Okay.
but you have in past times.
Yeah.
And it's a beauty because
So-
I think I stole it the other night.
Did you steal it?
So I'm a mad player.
Yeah, you should.
Bree's got a good word for us. Stupendous.
Okay. So
Thanks, Bree.
before we go to the answers, which many people say, oh, well, it hurt Lindsay Collins, kneels out for the match. I truly think if you get penalised in an injury to someone else, HIA, which was the case for Nelson versus Lindsay, I think you should be ruled out of the game, okay? So you're not sent off. You can be replaced. I thought Nelson should be ruled out of the game because Lindsay is also ruled out of the game. But then we move on to the grand final. You'll see this around this time, Spring Carnival, Everest Melbourne Cup, where a jockey cops a suspension. And it's a trivial incident. There was no malice. It wasn't intentional. And they will have the provision to suspend their suspension until after the big set event, which may be the Caulfield Cup, the Everest, the Melbourne Cup, whatever it is, and then they serve it. In my opinion, Nelson Asofa Solomona, who's trained his whole life, and you've got no idea how hard these bloody buggers train, they should not miss grand finals for that. If you come out with a swinging arm's different. Clearly with intent to take a player out of the game.
Trying to Ezra Maim them.
Tata Taddy and Western Webb.
Yep.
But he should be able to play.
Yeah.
I just...
And you want to see the best player.
Of course you do. If Nathan Cleary did, or Jerome Hughes did exactly the same thing, which could easily happen, it stuffs the grand final.
There was no malice in Wonderland by Nelson.
Malice in the Palace by nil.
So, look, the games have changed. The game has changed. I get that. But this is such an important game. You want Nelson there. I don't think he will be there.
He won't be there.
If you're a Penrith supporter, you're probably saying, "No, I don't want him there."
Yeah.
Which is smart. But what's that tip again? It's Sacred Delago, last in Tamworth. What's Gambly really costing you?
I've got a couple for you.
It's an owner's tip.
I have got a couple for you folks as well.